Alyssa Mulach Alvarez is an actress, singer, beauty queen, and empowered woman. Her willingness to give back, eagerness to do good, and ability to persevere are just some of the many factors that make her the inspiring person that she is today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of In Love with Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is the art of reinvention. The world is filled with leaders and game changers of all ages and backgrounds. This season, we aim to highlight people who make a positive impact in the world, around them, and through their actions and words. So, for today's guest, I'm extremely excited to share with you this beautiful woman who is an actress, singer, beauty queen, and an empowered woman. She is a force to be reckoned with, and in anything that she does with a passion, and as a result of her reinvention. Let's all welcome to In Love with Me series, Alyssa Mulach Alvarez. Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, hi.
Thank you for joining me. I know you are a busy woman, even during this time. And of course, I have watched you grow up, reinvent yourself, and just
Yes.
inspire the world. So, for the ones that are meeting you for the first time, because there is so many people out there in the world that are just in awe by your beauty right now. Of course, I am. But do share with them on who you are, a little bit of your background, what you do, and we can talk about the pageant journey after you do that.
Okay. Well, since I was a little girl, I was actually more of into singing. And then before I could join showbiz, my mom told me that I had to finish school. So I did that. I graduated from college 2016. And after that, I just thought about joining beauty pageants, specifically Miss World, because I really believe in in their advocacy, which is beauty with a purpose. So 2018, I joined Miss World Philippines, and then I was crowned Reina Hispano-Americana Filipinas. I went to Bolivia all alone. I traveled for around, I think, 33 hours. I went to how many countries just to get to Bolivia. And then when I
Mhm.
got back, I joined the showbiz industry. I was part of Pamilya Ko, wherein I played the
Mhm.
role of Doc Pia. And then I also did two movies, which is Clarita and Hell Come Home. And yeah, so I've been really active in show business now. That's what I've been up to recently.
Amazing. And I do want to congratulate you because you did an amazing job hosting the Miss
Thank
World Philippines
you.
2021 just the other night. And that was like a marathon, but that's a different chapter of our
Yeah.
conversation. Just going
Mhm.
back, just
Mhm.
a fun fact, guys. Alyssa, I think we were meant to meet. Our worlds are just so similar with entertainment, the
Yeah.
pageant industry, and also basketball. Because,
Yeah.
Alyssa's dad and my husband played for the same team. Even just
Mhm.
recently, well, past couple of years, we
Yeah.
were able to cheer together in the Legends game. So
Yeah.
it was always nice to know that we were meant to connect. But
Mhm.
going back in talking about the pageant journey, because of course, your mom is an amazing actress in entertainment business, and who introduced the pageant world to you, or was it something that you already saw and was like, yes, I want to do this?
Well, actually, I'm really the first beauty queen in both my mother's side and my dad's side. However, my uncle in my mother's side, si Tito Aga, he has a wife who is Tita Charlene Gonzalez, and she was
Yes.
Miss Universe. Yeah, so she's the one who was giving me advice about what to do and like how I can improve, and she was really guiding me as much as she could throughout my pageant journey because I had no one to ask. Like I can't showbiz and the pageant industry, it's so different. As much as people think it's the same because you have to look good, you have to speak well, it's really not. Like it, I would say that it's harder to be a beauty queen. Yeah.
Eh, walang script, di ba? There's no script.
Yeah, like it has to be innate in you. And like, I when I was also there in Miss World, in all the Miss Worlds that I was present in from 2018, 2019, 2020, and the other pageants, I realized that sometimes, even if you're really good at conversing with people, or even if you're innately wise and smart, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna do well in the Q&A.
Right. Because you
Yeah.
have to think about so many things, right? As a
Yeah,
human,
yeah.
we become nervous, or
Yeah,
our mental
exactly.
strength and things like that.
Mhm.
At least when you're in showbiz, there's always the director telling you, okay, take two, di
Do
ba?
this.
Walang,
Exactly. Yeah, there's no take two. Like if you make a mistake, if you stutter, if you like black out, and like while you're on stage, no one's going to help you.
mm.
Yeah.
And amazing. You had such an amazing mentor. Of course, Charlene Gonzalez was
Mhm.
a beauty queen that was able to host because the Miss Universe was here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have an aunt who mentored you, just like me. I had my
Yeah.
aunt Desiree, though she was
Mm.
1984. She also flew to Florida in Miami. So
Oh, yeah.
speaking about your experience in Bolivia,
Mhm.
was it the
Yeah.
first? Of course, it's the first time flying to Bolivia, right?
Yes, yes.
How did you
Well, it took
prepare
me,
for that?
when I won that night, all I was thinking of is, oh my gosh, I think I only had around 8 to a maximum of 10 days to prepare. And
Oh
I
my God.
remembered like and that was inclusive of the media interviews, like the first week that the queens win, there were media interviews that whole week. So I was doing the press interviews, and at the same time I was also preparing for Reina Hispano-Americana Filipina. So I was really, oh my gosh, I was really in a rush, and I was really trying to focus on what I needed to do. Like imagine I had to conceptualize like gowns, my national costume, the swimsuits. I was going to bring the outfits because like you can't just bring like casual clothes. You need to look like you're the winner, like any event, like whether you're just having breakfast or
Yes.
you're in rehearsals, like you have to look perfect. So I was really in such a rush, and like when I went there, I actually really um battled with loneliness because I was alone, and um all of the girls were speaking in Spanish because it's a pageant filled with Latina girls, like South American
Mhm.
girls. So I couldn't understand. Like I could only speak to Miss Canada, Brazil, because she knew how to speak in English, and Venezuela, the winner, Venezuela. But aside
Mhm.
from them, like I would only talk to like my family, like when the time is fit for me to talk to them. Like sometimes syempre iba yung uh, oras here in the Philippines versus there.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so like it was really hard, and I realized after that oh my gosh, being a beauty queen is harder than being an actress.
Well,
Yeah.
especially if you have to fly to a different
Yeah,
country
to like compete.
to
Yes, it's
compete.
different. Yeah. Hmm.
And I always look back. I don't know if I would enjoy it more or
Hmm.
like the experience that I did because
Yeah.
recently we had Maxine also host the Miss
Mm.
Universe here in the
Yeah.
Philippines. Parang, was there pressure or is it fun? But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, whatever your experience was meant for you, right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
you did amazing. We are so proud of you.
Thank
It's
you.
tough. It's tough. Did you learn Spanish? Did you even basics?
Well, because on my Mulak side, we really have Spanish blood. So
Hmm.
my lolos would like talk to me and teach me how to speak in Spanish. But it's really not like in my nature to speak. Like it's not a natural and normal thing. But I
Yes.
think it helped that I'm fluent in Tagalog as well. because there's a lot
Mm.
of Tagalog words that are from Spanish words.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so
That's
like
so true.
sometimes if I have to ask for something, like I remember when we would have dinners and we would be in a restaurant and sometimes I would need like fork or spoon and I would really say cuchara, which is it's Tagalog for spoon and it's also
Yes.
Spanish for spoon. So yung mga
Yes.
ganon, like I learned like basic stuff like that. Or sometimes I
Mm-mm.
guess, but it's wrong. Like I'm like kunyari lang na tinidor's not right. Kunyari tinidor. And then they're gonna be like, ke? Like, what? Or parang ganon. They're like gonna ask me like what I'm talking about. I'm like, okay, so mali. Sabi, and then I just ask my seatmate na, can you ask for me? Can you ask this
Pork.
for me? Yeah.
Oh, I had the same experience. Mine was in China.
Yeah.
So, my
Oh
close friend was
my.
Miss China.
Yeah.
And she would always translate a lot of things. Kasi yung alam ko lang,
Yeah.
hello, how are
Yeah.
you? My name is this. And
Exactly,
that's it.
exactly. Yeah.
But, I'm so glad that you're able to share your experience because not everybody experiences, winning a pageant and then representing our country.
Yeah.
So I know in a way that you had parents that represented the country, and this is
Yeah.
an open conversation that my own
Mm.
kids will have with Nick and I, is
Mm.
because there's a certain, I guess, stigma from fans, from other
Mm.
people expecting my children to follow my footsteps or my husband's
Yeah.
footsteps and
Yeah.
be great too. Of course, they're
Yeah.
different individuals. So for
Mm.
you, of course, you have probably endless experiences with this, having two well-respected parents. How did you go about with your career, knowing that you wanted it to be your own self, own name, own
Yeah.
achievements?
Yeah. Well, I think that's also one of the reasons why I decided to delve into the pageant world. It's because I wanted to achieve something that my parents weren't known for. Like my mom isn't a beauty queen and my dad isn't a beauty, like he never joined beauty pageants either. So I feel like when I did that and every accomplishment that I had within the pageant, whether it's the small awards or winning a crown, I felt like that was mine. Like that was my achievement and that was my accomplishment. Because like what I said earlier, when we were talking to each other, when you're on stage, no one can help you. No one can help you wing the evening gown competition. No one can help you strut the swimsuit competition. And most importantly, no one can whisper the answer to you for the question and answer portion. So that's something that I'm really proud of. And I could tell my kids, that this is something that I achieved based on
Yeah.
my hard work and not something that was passed on. People would, well, when I started also, people were saying that, oh, Mulak lang yan, or anak kasi yan ni Bong Alvarez, or anak kasi yan ni Almira Mulak. But I would always
Mm-mm.
tell them, and so, like, is that going to help me? Like, when I'm on
Right.
stage, I guess, of course, I'm very grateful because it adds to your publicity, I guess, as a candidate. But at the end of the day, I think everyone who watches pageants could agree with me that it doesn't matter how popular you are. You may have the most followers, you may be the most popular candidate, but that will not guarantee that you're going to win the crown.
Exactly. And that's why you're a true
Mm.
queen. That's why I love you so much, because you're so genuine. You're so, transparent on knowing that you can do so many things regardless of what your parents have achieved already. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of the youth need to hear. Especially, ones that have parents that have uh, reached a certain point in their life and the
Yeah.
expectations are there. So
Yes.
of course, our topic here is reinvention. And
Mm.
this word, I think it is such a vital word for you, because as an actress too, you have to keep reinventing yourself, right?
Mm.
But
Yes.
as Alyssa Mulach
Mm.
Alvarez, how does reinvention play a role in making a name for yourself? Because like you just mentioned, from being
Mm.
an actress to diving in the pageant world, I mean, reinvention is something that is ongoing. So for you, what
Yeah.
does that role play like in your life?
I honestly believe that change is part of everyone's journey as a person. I feel like with change comes growth. And
Yes.
I constantly had to reinvent myself. Like as my personality and I guess my overall characteristics as a person is different from when I was a beauty queen and from when I started becoming an actress. Not in a sense that my values were changed, but who I am and my identity as a person is already sure, and I already know who I am as a person, but I adjust it based on what I need to do to succeed. I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. Like, they join a pageant, for example, or they try out a different job. And when they go there, they tell themselves na, eto na ako eh. Parang I can't change myself. But the thing is, you may not necessarily have to change who you are, but you need to have a winning mindset, and you have to tell yourself that this is what I need to do in order to succeed. Like, when I was in Miss World Philippines, to be honest, I wasn't as competitive as I should have. Like, when I processed what happened in my journey, of course, I'm very grateful that I won. But, I was, of course, trying to um, look at my strengths and weaknesses after that. And I realized I think that was one of my weaknesses. I wasn't as competitive as the other girls. Like, for example, sometimes you would have interviews when you would be out of town or press interviews. And when there's like an open floor, like anyone can answer the questions of the people. I don't really answer because in my head, iniisip ko, I'll give it na muna to the other girls because like they don't get to answer as much as they answer siguro the mga what they would call the front runners of my
Mm-mm.
batch. And then I realized after, sabi ko, bakit ko nga ba ginawa yun? I'm like, I mean, yes, it makes you a good person because you give chances to others. But then again, you're back to the reality that
Mm-mm.
a beauty pageant is a competition. So, hindi ka dapat maging masyadong friendly or hindi ka dapat masyadong focus na parang, okay, I'll just do this for fun because it's still a
Right.
competition at the end of the day. So, that's one of the things that I told like the other girls who asked advices from me. I'm like, you should be friendly, you should be kind, but don't
Mm-mm.
be too kind to the point that you're gonna sacrifice your
Mm-mm.
performance in the competition.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yun din sinasabi ko, I mean, are you there to win Miss Friendship only? Or are you there to win,
Exactly. Well,
as an
when I
ambassador
joined,
for the
yun na nga,
country?
like when I joined during my time, I'm like, nung na-realize ko na lang after, sabi ko, and you know what? In any event, like I also told the other girls who asked for advice from me that you know what, whether it's sponsor visit, whether it's a random person asking you questions, you should always be in your A game. Like it has to be like your winner's mindset because you'll never know. Like for example, you know what? It's a big role. Like it's a big role what it plays. The awards play a big role in like the winners. Like people always say that you know what, just monitor who gets the most awards, and more often than not, she's the one who'll win. And it's true more often than not. Like the ones who get the mga awards, and that's what people forget. Like they realize, oh, sponsors visit lang naman yan. Siguro hindi na
Mm-mm.
kailangan masyadong mag-ayos or siguro hindi naman kailangan masyadong makipag-usap, but they don't realize like these steps are necessary like for you to ace and for you to excel in, because these are the steps you need to go through in order to win.
Oo. It's a job
Yeah.
interview. You just
Yes,
never know.
yes.
Kasi
Mm-hmm.
kahit hindi ka winner or you didn't
Yeah.
grab the crown, the sponsors could even
Yeah.
give you a job opportunity. And it's happened before,
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
you know?
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
You have to look at longevity. But yeah, I love
Yeah.
everything you're sharing. And that is a great advice, guys. Always stay in your A game. Whether it
Yeah.
be during the competition or even
Mhm.
now. I
The
mean,
pre-pageant activities.
a lot of
Mhm.
people are, I guess, feeling a bit self-esteem is low, their confidence is
Yeah.
low. So what would
Yeah.
be your advice to others that would like to follow your journey or your formula of life right now? Because of course, you are such an inspiration to many, including me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, honestly, you know what? I would really say that I'm not exactly a confident type of person. I think it's important for me to also share this with people because when they see me, they automatically assume that, oh, she must be so confident because she looks this way, she speaks this way. But no, I feel like every single person here on earth has their own insecurities, and we have those days wherein we feel like we're not good enough or we're not going to make it to achieving our dreams. But at the end of the day, you really just need to focus on what is your purpose in life. Like, people always think that parang ang layo. Like, parang, why is it that your self-worth is should be connected to your purpose? Because, like, for me, um, if my purpose is to really make a difference to the world and to inspire young adults and teenagers to make good decisions like finishing college and really trying to achieve their dreams or at least trying. Like, I may not have won Miss World Philippines 2018, but at least I was able to try it instead of regret it. So I think that's
Yeah.
also something that's very important, like trial and error, because if you don't try, even if you win, or whether you win or you lose, there's something that you will get. If you win, then you're a winner. If you lose, then you learn. So you get to learn so many
Yes.
things from like losing, or I mean losing, but I don't really call it losing because I feel like
Yeah.
it's lessons learned. Like when you don't
Yes.
get to achieve what you want. And if you don't get to achieve your ultimate dream, I also think that it's a way for God to put
Mm-hmm.
you in the track that you're meant to be in. Because I always believe that if we're in this step, God is like 10 steps ahead,
Yes.
100 steps ahead of how successful you can be as a person. So it's really focusing on what your purpose is in life, because your purpose should not only be about winning. Like, it should really be about growing as a person, and it should really be about how you can not just make yourself successful, but how you can also contribute to the people around you. So that's what
Yeah.
I usually would tell them.
And that is the reason why you are all in the presence of this queen right here. Kasi ang dami niyang gems sasabihin. So with that, I do want to just take a quick break to thank our sponsors today. So Alyssa, just sit back and make sure that
Okay.
you have more ammo to share with us.
Okay.
Hey protons, positively charged beings. This is your life coach, Kimmy Lou. I'm a global life and leadership coach, certified in neuro-linguistic hypnotherapy and NIA, and I'm also a Reiki master practitioner and certified sister stories facilitator. I'm also the author of Master Dating, Intentional Guidebook to Celebrate Life, which features activities that can help you nurture more self-love. I believe that life is a party, and we should always celebrate it. This has been the inspiration behind all the programs and experiences I've co-created since 2010. And it has been truly fulfilling for me to guide like-hearted beings in their journey to becoming the best version of themselves. In 2020, I co-created the Well-Being Boost program to help warriors regain a calmer perspective through the power of intention, gratitude, compassion, and courage. As more and more people seek support through challenging times, there was also a need for more heart workers to do this work with me. And I've found the best Well-Being Boost program facilitators to guide our growing community of well-being warriors. Whatever phase you're in your life right now, I want you to know that you have the power to change. You can create a different reality. You can have a more joyful, abundant, and positive life. You can celebrate now. Will you say yes to an abundant and authentic life? Get started now by going to kimmylulifecoach.com or send us a message at team@kimmylulifecoach.com.
So just like that, Kimmy mentioned that we are at the right place at the right time with the right people.
Yeah.
And I am Very grateful that Alyssa is here, empowering us. My gosh, you have shared so much with your journey. And I know, like you mentioned, that we do have trials, we do have lessons.
Mm.
So, is there something that you want to share, maybe that has been a milestone in your career so far that has really created that lesson for you? And if so, what was it and how did you overcome it?
Well, I would really say that that would be my Miss World Philippines 2018 journey. Like that whole beauty pageant was an opportunity for me to discover myself more. Like what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and when I didn't get to win the crown that I was aiming for, it taught me the importance of looking at things from the right perspective. Like if you just focus on the fact that you lost and nothing comes after that, then you're really not going to be able to realize how much more things you can achieve. On the other hand, if you look at it from the right perspective, looking at it from the winning perspective, not winning in a sense that you won what you wanted, but winning in a sense that either way, whether you win the crown or not, it's still a winning moment for you because, like what I said earlier, it's a lesson learned. And it's also what will guide you into your right path, into what you're destined to be. So I think that was something that was so important to me because after that, I joined showbiz, and I think that my showbiz career I would say, has been a successful journey ever since after I joined Miss World Philippines 2018 because I was able to work with really good actors and I was given good roles like in the shows and the movies that I was part of. And all I could think of is, if I was just too focused, like parang I'm gonna be like, ayoko nang mabuhay after I lost, then, like I feel like, mindset is everything. Like what you think
Mhm.
is what you do. So if you have a winner's mindset, then every action you make, every step you make, it's towards achieving your goal or winning what you want to do. So I think that's what really helped me, like after I lost, what people would say, it's really having the right perspective. And even my ninang Rufa Gutierrez, she was
Yeah.
Miss World as well, and Miss World
Yes.
Philippines. Yeah, and when she spoke to me after the pageant, and she was because she was also the host at that time, and she told me that when she won, actually, she was miss it was a second crown. Like nung time
Mm-mm.
na yun, kasi parang it's all in, I think it was in Binibini parang yata that time.
Yes.
So it's Miss Universe and then Miss World is pangalawang
Yes.
crown. And she was explaining to me na parang she also felt so sad because she didn't get the crown that she wanted. Yeah, but she was telling me that, everything happens for a reason. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's because God is bringing you towards your own journey. Like my
Right.
journey is different from the one from Katarina, the one who won Miss World Philippines 2018. My journey is different from my other fellow queens from our
Yeah.
batch. Like we are all destined to do other things. And actually,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? That's It's actually because of that lesson that I had in my life that I realized that I'm actually really leaning towards not joining anymore as much as a lot of people ask me.
Oh, exclusive
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. That's the first time I said that because parang recently
Oh my
na-update
gosh.
ko lang siya. Na parang
Mm.
sabi ko, it's because I asked myself, okay, why am I joining a beauty pageant? And when I first joined, it was really because I wanted a platform to be able to raise awareness about my advocacies, like not just one advocacy, but multiple advocacies. So if my reason is really the platform, then sa
Mm-hmm.
totoo lang, like if you weigh things, I think that being in the showbiz industry has given me a much bigger
Yes.
platform than a beauty pageant. Yes, a beauty pageant will give me that platform, but in terms of long term influence and long-term changes that I can help bring about, I think the showbiz industry can give me that. Because, sa totoo lang, like in beauty pageants, it's 1 year. Like 1 year, you're doing all these
Yes.
things, you're
Yes.
doing your advocacy, and then after that, wala na. Wala na.
Mm-hmm.
So, I realized, sabi ko, sa bagay, sabi ko, you know what, um, I think that I have that same opportunity in showbiz, and I think that I should really take advantage of that, because to begin with, not all beauty queens are given the same opportunity as me to join showbiz. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm glad you had that realization because, of course,
Yeah.
your pageant career has also given you the experience already. You know,
Yes.
I didn't know that you you had thoughts of joining again,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
did.
grateful. I'm grateful that you shared it here
Yeah.
on our show, and I love the fact that you are looking at the brighter things of the blessings that are
Mm.
coming your way. You know,
Yeah.
because having a voice or even being in front of the camera right now, our intentional catch up,
Yeah.
we are also intentionally empowering
Mm-mm.
others. You know,
Yes.
letting you all know that we're also human. You know, this is the
Mm-mm.
thoughts that go through our mind. These are the
Yeah.
experiences that we go through. And so that I hope that even kahit you're not in showbiz or you're not, you don't have
Yeah.
a lot of followers, it doesn't mean that you're not
Yeah.
good enough, you know? And
Yes. Yes.
I love Alyssa sharing. And of course, again, I'm going to reiterate our topic for today. And this is the main question I would love to ask you is that what is reinvention to you? You know, after expressing your open thoughts right now, what
Yeah.
does it mean?
Um, to me, reinvention is growth. I feel like when we decide to reinvent ourselves, we're being open to the possibility of changing ourselves in order to become better versions of ourselves. So sometimes people get scared to change who they are or to change their goals in life. But sometimes you also need to be brave enough to make those changes that would help you and push you to become the best version of yourself. And it has to come from you, because no one else can help you or tell you to change this or do this instead of what you're doing now. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
it's up to you who you want to become. It's up to you who you want to listen to. It's up to you what you want to be. And it's also up to you to figure out what your purpose is and to do everything that you can in order to achieve it, so that at the end of the day, when we are 90 years old, 100 years old, we have no regrets and we can say that we've lived a fruitful life.
Amen to that. Can we have
Yeah.
another crown for this woman right here? But anywho, before we wrap up, that was such an amazing advice to all and your true meaning of reinvention. I love that. It's about change. It is about growth. It is about acceptance. So to lighten things up before we say see you later to you, I
Yeah.
normally have a fun activity at the end of
Okay.
my interview, which is inspired by the Strengths Finder book. So it's just, rapid
Okay.
questions, fun questions of getting to know you more. So, Alyssa, are
Okay.
you ready? Because I have
Okay,
some
I'm
fun questions
ready.
to ask. All right. So, the first one is what is one thing about you that surprises people?
I'm not as smart as they think. Like people, well, I am girly, but like people think na I'm the term that Filipinos say is maldita or mata pobre. But you would be surprised, like the moment I open my mouth, like people are always like, alam mo, akala ko talaga maldita ka. Or parang I'm not the type to talk to
Oh
people.
my
Like,
gosh.
yeah, like even in showbiz,
Hmm.
like they would say that. Siguro kasi it's because of my facial features. I think a lot of mistisang girls, like um they give the wrong impression that we're like that. Pero I think that's something that people always get shocked na parang di pala siyang arte as inisip namin.
Yes, so true, guys. Alyssa
Yeah.
and also her mom are so amazing to talk
Yeah.
to. So, huwag kayong mahiya.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
next. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Um, loving, purpose driven, and inspirational.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true. Okay, if you could live in the mountains or beside the ocean, which would you pick?
I would live in the mountains. I think it's because I'm not a huge beach person, and I think
Mm,
that living in the mountains gives me that serenity and like peace that sometimes the beach doesn't. Well, some people feel that way about the beach, pero for me lang, like I feel more at peace and more relaxed when I'm in the mountains, especially when it's like cold pa, yeah,
yes.
and quiet.
So, if you could trade lives with any beauty queen for a day, who would it be?
Wow, so many beauty queens. Um, I think I would choose maybe Tia Wurtzbach.
Mm,
I think it's because we have similarities in our life. Like she was in showbiz, and then she was working to help her family out, which is also the same thing that I was doing while I was growing up. And I really want to experience what it is to be in her shoes because I think it takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery to join a pageant 3 times.
yes.
Yeah, like you know what? Actually, that's what was leaning naman to what was pushing me naman towards joining again. I'm like, how if yung ibang girls na walang kahit anong crown, kaya nila na sumali ng
Mhm.
sumali, then what's stopping me from joining again, like over and over again until I get the crown that I want? So I guess that's what makes me curious about her. Like, I really want to know, like, what was going through her head because I sometimes that's something that I wish I had more of, the courage and the bravery to really push for what I want and to achieve my dream, even if I fail the first time or the second time around.
Yes, and yes, Pia is such a great inspiration to many.
Yeah.
Until now, she is reinventing
Yes.
herself, and
Yes.
you can just see the happiness, the true happiness that she has
Mm.
within. And of course, baka in love ka din. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm just kidding.
Ah, no.
Okay, so speaking of love, okay, so this is my final
Yeah.
question. How do you treat
Okay.
yourself lavishly in terms of self love?
Lavishly, meaning like luxuriously. Um,
Well, when it comes to self love, yes.
Yeah.
How do you treat yourself?
With self-love, I guess in terms of a mindset, I always when I feel like I'm not good enough, I try to affirm myself with the things that I know I'm good at. Like, for example, when I feel like I'm not good enough in a beauty pageant or not good enough in acting, I always remind myself that, I still have this accomplishment that I was able to finish school. So, I
Mhm.
must be smart somehow because like I must have something in me because I was able to finish school and I was actually also a merit scholar when I was in college. So that's one of the things that affirms me at the times na parang I feel like shocks. Am I in the right industry or like am I really meant to be here? That's
Mhm.
also a good thing to have a degree as as a backup plan so that you're not just stuck in that industry if you're not going to thrive there and grow as a person. And aside from that, I also try to treat myself like I go to a nails well before COVID. I go on like I go to the derma, I go to Cathy Valencia skin clinic, I go
Mhm.
to have my nails done to pamper myself so that I also believe that if you feel like you look beautiful, you also feel beautiful. I don't know if other people can relate to that, but when I'm all dressed up or like when I'm prepared to go out and I don't look lousy or parang hindi ka nag-effort man lang to like go out of your house, I feel like I feel more beautiful because I look beautiful. Or it's also because probably you carry more self with more grace and confidence when you look prepared and beautiful.
See, guys, that is how you just simplify and uplift yourself is to just tell
Yeah.
yourself, "Hey, ang ganda mo ah," because if not
Yeah.
you, who else will, right? So it
Yeah.
starts
Yes.
within yourself.
Yes.
So before we really wrap up, let's just thank Lavish Beauty for being so supportive, and then we'll know more of what is happening with Alyssa and where you can find her. Okay, so watch this.
Mga misis, ate, auntie at lola, kayo po ang nagbibigay inspirasyon sa akin araw-araw. Bilang kababaihan, lahat ng hirap nyo, ramdam ko. Lahat din ng tagumpay, yan din ang saya ko. Kaya I'm always cheering for you. Kaya naman, sinimulan ko ang Lavish Beauty. Pampaganda,
Pampaganda!
pampaputi,
Pampaputi!
oo, pampaputi. Pampabata,
Pampabata!
at syempre, pampayaman.
Pampayaman!
Opo, Nay, pampayaman. Alam niyo kung gaano ko sinusuportahan lahat ng mga proyektong pangkababaihan. Pinuksan ko na po ang isang malaking oportunidad para makapagnegosyo kayo. Meron tayong tatlong produkto: Anti-Acne Control Master Specialist. And also we have the anti-aging technology. And of course, hindi mawawala ang rejuvenating technology. I can see you bright and syempre, lovely future with Lavish Beauty. Andito ako para iangat ang bawat kababaihan ng Laguna. At ang Lavish Beauty ay para sa inyo. Isang negosyo magtataguyod at magbibigay kontribusyon sa bawat pamilya ng Laguna. At dahil love na love ko kayo, tayo lang ang gandang may puso.
I love you, Alyssa. And so with that, please invite everyone to what's happening with you, what can we expect, and where can they find you?
Yes. Well, recently it was just announced that I will be part of the newest teleserye of Catherine
Yeah.
Bernardo and Daniel Padilla. So I will be part of that teleserye, and then I also have another show which I cannot announce yet, but you will see it on my social media accounts if we have already started with dating, and if the show is released, you can follow me on Instagram at Alyssa Mulach, or on Facebook. My Facebook page is Alyssa Mulach. So you can also check out our family YouTube page. So I'm there with my mom and my siblings, my two sisters. It's called Love the Mulachs. And of course, I want to take this time to say thank you to my sponsors, Cathy Valencia Skin Clinic, Dr. Dior Sanbuena Dental Care for my beautiful smile. And I also want to thank Artopian International, and of course, Bench and Bench Beauty. And of course, Tita Mafae, thank you so much for inviting me to your show. I am so grateful, and I'm so happy to see you again, because the last time we
I
saw each other
know.
was so bitten because we had to like go.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's much more
Exam tayo,
comfortable.
di ba?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm so happy we got to talk to each other now again.
Yes.
Yes.
Alyssa was
Thank
my fellow
you.
judge for the head-to-head challenge, which was so much pressure on us kasi all the girls was so magagaling. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that we were able to reconnect that way. So also watch out, guys, because Alyssa and I will collaborate on other advocacies that
Yes.
inspires the youth. So with that being said, thank you so much, Alyssa. You know, we can talk endless conversations, but I will
Yes.
invite you again because I know it will be also endless achievements for your future or near future. So thank you, everyone. Maraming salamat po to all the viewers on Kumu, most especially. I hope that you were deeply inspired by Alyssa's journey. And again, don't forget to follow all the social media accounts of In Love With Me series and also Alyssa's social media. it's easy to just turn on the notifications so you know that when we are sharing something. So once again, I am Mafae Velasco, reminding you that you should love and be proud of your own story to tell. And so, like I always share, actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love With Me. Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you, Tita. Thank you.
Thank you for watching In Love With Me series.